Okay, so again, good afternoon. Good afternoon pala, hindi pala good morning. Good afternoon, muffled ata boses niya, sir. Okay ba yung audio? Hello? Hello? Okay yung audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay na, sir. Okay, sige. Okay, so again, welcome to our subject, data structures and algorithm. By the way, I'm Joffer Reyes, and I'm one of the faculty members of the CSSE department. Okay. Yeah. And announcement, our schedule for the data structure, 3:30 to 4:30. 3:30 to 4:30 Wednesday and Thursday lang. Okay? Actually 1 hour for the lecture and then 1 hour for the laboratory. So a total of 2 hours per week. Okay, again 3:30 to 4:30, so that is our schedule. And let's go now to our Google Classroom. Week 7. Ah, okay. So according to Ma'am Ellen, ito yun. So this is your, I think, parang last topic, pero hindi pa natapos na topic. By the way, class, I'll be checking your attendance later on. Stack and queues. I'll be discussing stacks. Stacks lang. And then let's continue next meeting. Ilang slides lang, no? Dalawa. Isang slide lang. Okay, so anyway. Yan. So, according to Ma'am Ellen's reference, yan, stack and queues. So, stack is a linear structure in which the items may be added or removed only at one end. Okay? Isang end lang. One end. Stacks are also called the last in, first out list. And the other names used for stacks are piles and push down list. Although the stacks may seem to be a very restricted type of data structure, it has many important applications in computer science. We have also the queues. So queues is a linear list in which the items may be added only at one end and items may be removed only at the other end. Also known as the first in first out list. Other examples of a queue is a batch of jobs waiting to be processed, assuming that the jobs has higher priority than the others. Okay, let's start with the stacks. Even though na we have an algorithm here, but I'll be using my own algorithm. Okay. Yan. Check muna natin. By the way, class, before we start, so today is March 24. I have a question. I'll be giving you 2 points, bonus points. Okay. Our subject is about data structures and algorithm. So, what is an algorithm? Ano ang algorithm? Class. Anyone? Anyone? What is algorithm? Yes. Samrano.
Sir, for simple explanation ko lang po, I think it involves mathematical equations for our problem solving and may mga calculations din po. is all around po sa algorithm po.
Okay, good. What else? Problem solving and next, Navida.
Sir, is algorithm is a set of instructions for solving a problem or accomplishment a task.
Mm,
Yun lang po.
very good. Nice. Yan. So, yep, tama. Both. Navida and Zambrano, correct? Who else? Sino pa? Anyone? None? Hendrik Castro.
Sir, ano, pwede po siya maging numbers of steps po, sir.
Number of steps?
Yes po, sir.
Yes. Tama. Tama. Castro. Lopez.
Sir, yung pagkakalam ko ay po, para alam mo po yung process na gagawin mo po sa yung pagkasunod-sunod po.
Process. Who else? Sino pang may gusto ng bonus points? Wala na? Okay then. Oh, yes. To review.
Sir, ano siya, sir? Predefined set of calculations to solve a problem, sir.
Set of calculations to solve a problem. Hmm. Who else? Wala na? Okay then. Actually, the algorithm is a, yeah, yes, it is a set of instructions that is given to solve a specific problem or task, and it should be finite. According to Wikipedia, in mathematics and computer science, an algorithm is a finite sequence. Ibig sabihin ng finite, kabaliktaran niya, di ba ang kabaliktaran ng finite is infinite. So, pag finite, dapat meron siyang end. Okay? Finite sequence of well-defined instruction typically used to solve a class of specific problems or to perform a computation or a task. So, that is an algorithm. So, later on, we will create or I will create my own algorithm. Yun, kasi ako, pag hindi ko naintindihan yung algorithm na binibigay, gumagawa ko ng sarili kong algorithm. In any way, IT din naman gumawa ng algorithm and we are all ITs naman. Why not I create my own algorithm as long as the output is correct. Pag yung output, yung objective niya is na-meet natin, then why not? In any way, we do have a lot of methods naman. Yes, methods is also some sort of an algorithm then. So this is an example of algorithm, by the way, class. A flowchart is an example of algorithm. It has an start at saka meron din siyang end. So this is an example of an algorithm. Another example of algorithm rather than using the flowchart. Yan, ito yung example ng flowchart. I don't know if you have analysis already in using a flowchart algorithm. And also, I'm using a pseudocode. Yan. Pag ako gumagawa ko ng algorithm, I'm using pseudocode. Gumagawa ko ng pseudocode. Later on. Magbibigay ako ng sample. Okay, next. So that is algorithm. Let's start with this one, stocks. Punta muna tayo sa stocks. Last in, first out. By the way, an example of an stock. Example ng stocks in data structure. Yun na lang ano. I have my reference here. I'm using yan. I'm using the tutorialspoint.com, and actually majority or almost all of my references kinuha ko dito sa data structures and algorithms. I mean tutorialspoint.com should I say. Okay, data structure kasi nasa stocks na kayo. Stocks. Okay, so for this stock that is last in first out, we have only one opening. Sorry. We have only one opening here, and then we have the set of elements or data elements or items. Okay? So yung last daw na papasok siya yung first na lalabas. So that is for the stock. Last in, first out. So for the queues kasi, that is we have first in, first out for the queues. Tama. For the queues, that is first in, first out. But we'll be discussing stocks today. Okay. So in this reference, we have two basic operations associated with stock. We have the push and pop. Push, pag mag-insert ng element, if we will insert an element, we call that as push. And pop naman if we delete an element from the stock. Push and pop. So in my reference, basic operations is same. Push for inserting, pop for removing. We have also the pick is full and is empty. We'll be using these other operations. We have the pick, get the top data element of the stock without removing it, and is full, check if the stock is full, and then is empty, check if stock is empty. Parang kulang yung algorithm ko kanina. Anyway, sorry. Yan. We have here some examples of algorithm. Yan. But ayoko na siyang intindihin. I mean, ayoko na siyang i-analyze. I will create my own algorithm na lang as long as I know naman the output. Sabi ko nga. Yan. For example yan, pag hindi ko naintindihan, doon nakakukuha ko ng idea. Like for example, beginning procedure is full. Kapag full daw, pag else, if top equals to the maximum size, if true, then full siya. Diba? Kung babasahin nyo yung algorithm niya, procedure is full if the top equals to maximum size. Mamaya papakita ko kung anong sinasabing maximum size. If true, that is full na. Yung I think this is the array itself ang tinutukoy niya. Kapag false naman, syempre, hindi siya full. So, anong ibig sabihin yung yun? I have here a simulation. For data structure kasi gumagamit ako ng mga simulations online. Meron naman tayong mga simulations online. Now, gamitin na lang natin itong examples dito. Suppose the following 7 elements are pushed in order. Ilalagay ko na lang doon. Mag-insert tayo in our simulation. Push, AAA. There. Then next, push, BBB. Bilisan na nga lang natin yung animation niya. Yun. Then, CCC. Alam po din naman. DDD. And EEE. Now, I have another question. Based on the algorithm of the stocks, can you remove CCC without removing DDD and EEE? or the other elements or items. Pwede mo bang i-remove si triple C nang hindi mo nire-remove yung ibang elements or items in our array or stack? Anyone from the class?
No, sir.
Why?
Kasi meron pang kasunod sa si BBB and IAA.
Okay, good. You cannot remove an element if there is an element pa on the uh, top, sa top. Kasi based here in our reference, sabihin mo na this is triple A, triple B, triple C, triple D, triple E. So the triple E is the last element that we inserted in the stack. So ibig sabihin, the triple A should be removed first in our stack. Kuha. Yan. So ibig sabihin dito sa simulation natin, hindi mo ma-remove si triple C. Okay, take note that the last element na insert natin is si triple E. Okay. So pag ipapop natin yan, mauuna si E kasi siya yung last na insert. Pag magpapop ulit tayo, si triple D naman ang susunod. And so on and so forth. Kung sino yung last na na-insert. Gets? Okay, now. Like I said, here kasi in our reference, meron tayong set of algorithms. Pero, some sort of ito meron pala siyang set of operations. Gumagawa ako. I created kasi a while ago ng my own algorithm. Step 1, check if the stack is full. If the stack is full, produce an error and exit. If the stack is not full, increment top to point next space and etc. Ayoko munang tignan yan. Wag muna nating tignan kasi gusto ko gumawa ko ng sarili kong I want to create my own algorithm like I said. Based on this simulation, we will create our own algorithm. Magawa tayo. Wait lang. Dito na lang ako gagawa. Diba? Okay. Google Docs na lang. Yan. Nating algorithm for stock. Meron siyang sariling algorithm. So this is the algorithm itself, yung step-by-step procedure. Pero gagawa tayo ng sarili natin for the stock. Okay. Gamit nito. Okay, so we have the push, pop, and then we have the other procedures din. Based here, meron tayong mga ibang procedure. Push, pop, and pick is full, is empty. So dito na tayo. First is meron tayong set of arrays. Okay? So meaning, later on, we will create an array. Sabihin na natin a limit of 5 items muna. Para hindi masyadong marami. 5 items or elements. Or index. 5 items or index na lang yan. Index. 5 index. Next is ano pa napansin natin? We have here the value. Yung value na insert natin. Like example na lang dito. We will insert this one. Yan. Yan, we will. Tama, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi, yung 5 lang. Yan. So, for example, items to insert. triple A, triple B, triple C, triple D, and triple E. Sakto, 5 items lang yan. Okay? By the way, this is the pseudocode. Ito yung tinatawag nilang pseudocode. Example lang. And then, if you notice here, naka-record ba tayo? Yes, recording. If you notice here, we have yung a variable that chine-check niya what is the top index, kumbaga. Okay. See? Okay. By the way, class, check muna natin. Refresh ko lang siya. Triple A insert. If you notice here, the top index is our index 0 kasi siya yung empty, right? Push. So if our top index, which is 0, is empty, then push the item triple A, and then what? Increment the index by 1 para magbago siya ng position. Okay? So, yun yung algorithm na gagawin natin. Gumagawa na tayo ng sarili nating algorithm. Now, we set an array. Meron na tayong array. Anong susunod? Magsiset muna tayo. Again, magsiset muna tayo ng isa pang variable, which is top. Okay? So, we will create later on a variable top na mag-start with 0. Okay, next. By the way, class, pwede nyo siyang buuin na sentence if you want. Okay lang, kahit na, or ganito. Ako kasi pag magawa ko ng algorithm, ganito na yun. Yan yung ginagawa ko. Create array 5 items. Variable top is equal to, or start with 0. Ano pang kanya? So, push. So, okay na. Meron na akong index. Meron na rin akong variable. And then, push. Sabihin natin, push first triple A. Example lang yan yung push. Example is, yung triple A yung insert natin. Okay? Next. Anong next na gagawin niya? Triple A. Then, push. Pag pinush mo, push. Pwede tayong gumawa dito ng sariling condition. If top index, wait lang, kasi nag-start siya dun sa 0 index. Start with 0 eh. Oh, we have a foreigner. Ahmed. Okay, so anyway.
Yes, sir.
Yes po. Can you understand Tagalog? Talha. Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
Pwede, naintindihan mo Tagalog? Yes. Okay, so anyway, I am creating my own algorithm, but don't worry, this is recorded. My lecture is video recorded and it will be uploaded in our Google Classroom later on. Okay. So we created an array with 5 index. We created a variable top that starts with 0, and then push triple A, for example. We will insert triple A. Then if top index is empty, then then push example triple A. If that index which is 0 is empty, pag empty siya, if empty, then pwede niyang i-push, right? Push. Then what else? Then after pushing, pag nag-push, if you notice, our top increments by 1. So meaning here, and then increment. So increment top by 1. Or pwede rin naman, or you can say top is equal to top plus 1 for increment. Okay. Either way, basta maintindihan nyo. As long as you understand your algorithm, then it's okay. Or you may say na increment top by 1. Okay. So what else? Then we'll check. Okay. We will insert, for example, B. Then no, we have to check first. We have to check first if all the items or index are not empty. So here we will have a condition if index is not empty, then if yes, go back to number. What number? If number 1, then it will create another array. So meaning not in this part, right? But if this one, it will go back to index 0. Even though that we increment it by 1, it will go back to 0 because of this one. Because you're setting a value of the top. So meaning, not in this part. Hindi dito sa part na yan. Kasi nga, babalik yan sa index 0. Right? It will go back to index 0 if you will notice. And then in our index 0 is not empty. So meaning, in our algorithm, if it is not empty, it will go back to where? No, increment by 1. So meaning, go back to number 3. Right? If index, sabi na lang ating area. Okay, top, then index. Increment by 1. Then it will check if the index is not empty. If not empty, then go back to number 3, which is what? It will push triple B, right? It will push triple B. Then top if top index is not empty, we increment top by 1, right? So now the index or the pointer is at this part 1 because we increment it by 1. Then so if it is empty, pag empty siya, this is empty for example, then push triple B, right? Yan, triple B, insert triple B, right? And then increment by 1. Then let's see, push. insert and then increment by 1 again, which is 2. So the pointer will go in this part. Okay, until what? Okay, sorry. If our array index is not equal to 5, kasi yun yung pinaka maximum niya, right? Ano? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 pala. 4 or greater than or equal to 4, kasi the limit of our array is just only 5 items, right? So if the array index is not greater than, I think 4, if not greater than or equal to 4, then go back to number 3, which is push. So you will uh, push or insert triple C, right? Then if you will notice in our algorithm, our top is now what? The value of our top is 2, which is 8 points in this part, in this array, which is empty. So if you notice, we have here a condition. If the top index, the index is what, in equal to 1. Yes, 2, that is empty, then push C, triple C, and so on, right? Yan. Okay, so for the meantime, this is my algorithm, and then next meeting will be I'll be discussing the actual programming. Okay, actual programming of this algorithm that we created. Low, again, we have also here an algorithm for the stack. This is for the push operation only. Yeah. For the same. Stop plus 1 increment and then insert, so on. Anyway, yan. Again, I'm a person na if I don't understand the algorithm of my reference, I create my own algorithm. In any way, uh, this algorithm was created by an IT, and I am an IT, and also you are an IT also, so you can create your own algorithm as long as what, the output is correct, our objective is correct, then why not? Okay, by the way, in programming, there's a lot of method, there's a lot of techniques that you can use to solve a certain problem. This is just only one method, one technique for this task. Again, you can create your own algorithm, so we are not limiting ourselves in our references. Okay, yan. We created our own algorithm. So next meeting, I'll be I'll be giving you ano I we will create a program based on this algorithm. Ito yung for the group 1, then group 2 algorithm. Okay. Ay, may copy, sorry. Rapidly advance. Okay, so I'll be sharing you uh yeah, sample algorithm, our own algorithm. I'll be sharing you with the Google Doc, and then as well as by the way, this is our reference for the data structure reference there, and as well as our